Hi, everybody. Hi. Welcome back to the Mom's View. We've got an amazing crew, Carlie, Colette, Angel, Kayli, and me. So happy that you guys are here, as usual. How is everybody's little bambinos adjusting to the school year?
Great.
They love it.
Yeah?
Yeah, my kids love it. They love school lunch.
Oh,
it's
cool.
so funny.
Yeah, my kids always say, it's so much better here than
Really?
What is it? California's like, you get seaweed and carrots for lunch. Idaho's like, we're going to give you mashed potatoes, we're going to give you some corn, some cornbread.
Yeah, they love it.
My son wants hot lunch, but I was like, we are not spending money. He's like, you got to give me money so I can get the hot lunch. I said, or you're going to get this peanut butter jelly sandwich.
It's so funny. Cooper makes me make a lunch. He wants the cold lunch.
Really?
Yeah. Ham sandwiches every day.
They're all doing good, though? Happy
Yeah,
day?
very good.
Yeah.
Marcus is saying they have a lot of homework in his kindergarten. I mean, a lot of
Which
homework.
means hashtag
lot of
mom
work for
work.
you.
Yes,
Right.
and
More
I'm
for
in
you.
school now too, so I'm helping him with his homework while I'm trying to write stuff on existentialism of art and but you know, it's
Kayli and I are like,
what I do like being able to see that he's learning. Like I'm like a word that he can read now. I'm like, yeah, okay, but it's a lot of work for kindergarten.
I noticed that when we were here last year, Gage had a ton of homework. Rayleigh hardly ever had homework in kindergarten. He had homework every night, and even now that he's in first grade, he has a folder that I just found out about. What?
I know, I was asking him, I'm like, did you get your homework done? And you were like, Gage, did you need to tell me something?
Yeah, he has a homework folder and didn't tell me, so we just haven't been doing it. I mean, we read every night, but he has like a list of things he needs to do, but I noticed in California, way more homework.
Well, at least you can help him with homework. Gavin brings home these math problems, and I'm like, I don't know.
Ask my dad.
I don't know. I know. We had to have.
Carl.
We actually It went through me. I'm like, okay, I don't know. Went through Grandma. She's like,
Don't ask my mom. She's terrible at math.
She made some really fun suggestions, though. She's like, why do we need to know how many leaves Meg has? Just crunch up all the leaves. And then talk about it. I'm like, I love you, Grandma.
I'm good at story problems. Send them over to my house.
Yeah. So anyways, we called Grandpa, and he finally figured it out.
Oh, great.
It's so funny.
And you're like, what do you do in that situation? You're like
You
Google.
You call a
Google.
tutor or
Yeah.
Google.
Yeah.
If you really
Amen.
want to seem smart, you Google it. But if you just give up, then you
Yes,
call.
Google, can you please come help me and my first grader with his homework assignment? I'm really having a hard time.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm really nervous for that because I feel like they're learning more in elementary now than I feel like I ever learned.
It just takes you back. You're like, I can't believe like I learned this. I don't remember learning this, but
I mean, I remember being in school. I was like, take in this information, take the test, and let that go.
Yeah.
So there was room for more. Yeah, let that go.
Let it go.
Yeah. How are you feeling, Angel? How are the babies?
The babies are still doing good. I don't even know when this uploads. I don't know how far along I'll be, but I should be doing great.
Yeah.
And you'll probably know what they are.
Yes, that'll be great to
Are you
know.
gonna do a big video on your channel?
gender reveal?
I think so. I think so. I got to talk to my husband about it. Like, and probably so. Our big thing is right now is trying to find names that go. We had a name if it was one girl, one boy, but then now if they're twins, they don't kind of go together. So we're trying to come up with names that kind of not sound alike, but kind of they're packaged. Yeah. So that's a problem.
You know what? I don't think I know how you told Marcus, little Marcus.
Well, my husband was looking at the ultrasound, and he was like, look at this weather report, because my son was being nosy. And one of my babies is a camera hog, and kind of turned profile so you could see it was a baby. And Marcus said, I see a baby. And I was like, oh. And his dad said, well, where is it? He said, in the belly. And he said, and who's in your belly? He said, no, in mommy's belly. He was all about.
Awesome.
He said, "How you know it's in your mom's belly?" He said, "Well, it's in somebody's belly."
I'm not dumb.
So then we went ahead and told him, and I was like, "How many brothers and sisters do you want?" And he was like, 2. This is before I told him that I had. I said, "Well, how many do you think I have in my belly?" He said, I don't know. I said, there are 2. And he's like, like he's so, yes. My husband said, it's probably your fault. He said he was probably praying for it at night and we didn't hear him. So yeah, he's so excited. He's ready for them to grow up so he can play video games with them. That's what he said. I need them to talk and play video games with me. I was like, oh,
It's gonna be wild.
I'll just set it in the car seat and be like, look, your brother's been waiting. Just drew on it.
Just figure it out.
Figure it out. So yeah, no, he is excited to be a big brother and cannot hold a secret to save his life.
Does everybody know now?
Yeah, everybody knows.
Okay.
Everybody
Well, yeah.
knows.
Nice.
Yes. My next door neighbor was like, are you pregnant with twins? I said, who told you?
Yeah.
She said, well, Marcus told my son, and then I asked.
Of course.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, he's really, really excited about the
That
crib.
is so sweet.
Yeah.
How's your little guy?
Perfect.
He is
Perfect.
I just
No
love
problems
him to
ever.
bits.
Oh my gosh, he's just the happiest little guy. Always smiling.
He makes me so happy. He makes me so, so, so happy. I just love him. I just love him to bits. Love his guts. Yeah, stare at him all the time, and he's just such a sweet, happy little thing, laughing, and I'm just so excited about my first holidays, like with the baby and all the little decorations.
You get to experience it all. Like you've obviously had Halloweens and Christmas and Thanksgiving, but now you get to kind of re-experience it for a first time in a sense.
Oh,
exactly.
It's so magical.
I feel like I get to like relive like all those special moments like through him and through like watching him, and it's gonna be so much more exciting now. So I'm gonna record it.
I'm gonna record it.
It's just like letting the good times roll.
Yeah.
You know, happy about all that. Yeah,
That's exciting.
It's just
So
good
beautiful. He was showing his thighs off to me today. He had his legs, and I was like, look at those fat thighs that I just want to love on. Oh, he's so cute.
He's like, he's starting to laugh so much more, and his latest thing is putting his feet on Michael's like beard when it's unshaven, and just cracking up, just laughing and laughing and laughing, and then he'll like do it again, and he'll just laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh. So I got that on video, and I was thinking about maybe sharing that. It's like a minute of laughter.
Oh,
So I was thinking like,
better.
right? Like, okay, so I was gonna put that out. So maybe by the time this goes up, that'll be up. Because I was just like, this, and I said right when because I haven't caught any of those moments on camera yet. And I just happened to have my camera right there, and I was like, doo-doo. And I was just like, if I'm ever depressed, like this will be my therapy. Like to me, there's nothing better than a little baby laughing, especially when it's my own baby laughing. So life is good. Yeah, knock on wood. Happy
Winston
campers.
laughing is a pretty rare occasion, but Carly can get him to laugh
Oh,
always.
I caught him last night. If I get my phone in front of him, he just like stares at my phone. He'll stop. So I like secretly had it to the side, and he was just laughing. It was the best thing ever. A baby's laugh is the best.
It is.
I'm glad I don't have a baby, because I would just be on my phone like uploading pictures, taking pictures. So I just do it with your kids. Sorry.
Winston gave me the biggest smile.
He gave me one.
And I was like,
Hey, see, he does smile.
Yes.
Oh, he totally does.
his smile, his big blue eyes were just so bright, and I was like, oh.
I just think when he
And
sees the
puddle
camera
on
on the
the
phone,
floor.
he's like, "What is that? Get out of my face!"
I
Right,
mean,
it
really,
must be so
his look
weird to
most of
them.
the time is just like,
I love seeing Winston and Idris together because they're starting to like touch each other,
know.
like in the face, like
oh,
you're
I see your hair.
baby
grab it.
dooba. Yeah, it's
cute.
so cute.
And I can't believe Daxton's almost 1.
I know. Can you believe it's been
What?
a year?
What?
Oh
No,
my
I can't.
goodness.
Shoot, that
no.
means you guys are close to having another.
No.
They want it. They want another baby.
I do want one more, but just not yet.
No,
I'm just like, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. When is his birthday?
October 25th. He'll
Oh
be
my
1 year old.
Goodness.
That's such a
Started
fun
crawling at 10 months old, and I'm sure he'll be walking at 1.
Yeah, just everywhere.
Get ready.
And then he has his teeth now, those 4 teeth there down front.
His teeth are growing in like snaggle tooth. It's so funny. He's got a
kind of cute,
huge
though.
gap here, and then the other ones are coming out. And I'm like, oh, he's so cute. It's really cute. So
He's adorable.
Babies.
Love it.
You guys ready for our topic of the day?
Yes.
Absolutely.
We're going to talk about Photoshop, body image. Recently, there was an Australian model who was Photoshopped from a size 8 to a size 4, and she actually like publicly spoke out against it, and she has a quote on her Instagram that she posted that I'm going to share with you guys. It says, "I refuse to stand by and allow any company or person to perpetuate the belief that thinner is better. This industry is crazy. It's not okay to alter a woman's body to make it look thinner." So what do you guys think about that? How do you guys feel about Photoshop? I'm like, you can Photoshop me any day of the week. I ain't mad at that.
It's hard to look at
I'm
the
kidding.
pictures and like, what does your mind go to? You know what I'm saying? Like when you're looking at them side by side, when we just looked at that photo, it was hard to be like, sizing them up, I guess.
Right.
It's hard not to do that. I just feel like we live in that world.
Right.
We're constantly looking and comparing and sizing things up all the time.
I think Photoshop is good for a few things, and I'll tell you what I think it's good for. Getting rid of like a zit.
Right.
Like,
Right.
go ahead and remove that, because that's, just take it away, please.
Like family pictures
Yeah.
or, you have something, a wedding.
Or like a wrinkle in your blouse or something, like,
Yeah.
or like
barf.
spit
up.
Yeah, exactly. Your pants covered in head to toe every day. So, it's good for that. But yeah, to drastically alter, like completely change a woman's body, first of all, why don't you just hire a size 4? There's plenty of those running around. Like, why even go there? Which I don't really understand. But But yeah, I think that there was this app too, actually, that I heard on Instagram where like you can easily just like make yourself look thinner like right away in the app. So now
Kim Kardashian got caught using it.
Yeah, and so did Beyonce. Sorry, Angel.
I can believe it. I mean, I've seen her in person, so I don't know why she's doing that to herself, but I can believe it.
I don't get it. Like if you're just photoshopping everything and then people like meet you and they're like, you don't
Right,
look
exactly.
like
Like, what do you think when people are going to meet you and be like, you don't look anything like your pictures? I
Yeah.
feel like I've met people like that and I see them in person, I'm like, you look nothing like you.
Right.
Like big bloggers or, you know, beauty gurus.
Yeah.
It's so nice to meet someone like you are exactly who you are.
Right.
And that's what I would hope. Like, it's tempting because you're like, you want to look good, and especially in this industry,
Right.
we're constantly sized up and comments about here or there. Like, I feel like I'm in a good shape right now from running this marathon, and I've had probably once a day people like, are you pregnant? You look fat. Like, so it's funny because there's like you can't do anything right. So I can understand like somebody like Beyonce or you know, they're constantly being sized up and judged. But it's like at a point you have to get to a point where if I'm gonna be standing in front of my fans or people, are they gonna be like, wait, who are you?
Yeah, I know.
Well, I just want everyone to know I'm a lot more wrinkly than I am in my Instagram pictures. I smooth that out. I pop a filter on that.
I
A few more wrinkles.
Valencia, we were talking about I'm like, okay, if I have like a huge atrocious zit, I'm like, you can definitely go ahead and photo all that out. Like we just took some photos. I'm like,
I think that's part of the issue though, is like this model apparently didn't know that they were gonna do this to her body. And
How insulting.
I think that's insulting.
Like, I think my body is beautiful. Why would you change it?
Yeah, and I'm happy that she stood out against it.
Yeah.
And like a size 8, like, hi, that's great. I can't wait to be a size 8 again, you know?
Right.
I mean, Photoshop is definitely my friend. I do not shy away from Photoshop, but so like when I get headshots done, there's stuff I'm like, my mustache needs to be gone. You know, smooth out my skin. But it's also about what am I trying to sell in the picture. So certain things that I Photoshop out is not because in person I am insecure about it. It's just I know in a still photo it'll draw your attention.
Yeah.
Right.
So in some cases, I understand Photoshop, even when it comes to making someone a little bit smaller, depending on what you are selling.
Right.
So because if you're saying, okay, for instance, you're not going to see a bunch of big people in a McDonald's commercial because McDonald's does not want to be associated with, you know, the obesity or anything like that.
Yeah.
So if they were like, okay, we did this ad, this person looks maybe a little bigger than we want to, let's pull them in so we don't draw attention to it. In those cases, I understand, but I do think it's a problem when we start to associate smaller with better.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So in some cases, I understand. I mean, I would be a hypocrite to say, you shouldn't Photoshop, you should love yourself, then I should never wear makeup. I should be sitting here at the Mom's View just dry-faced and being like, I love myself, you should love me, in the dark circles underneath my eyes. But I do feel like when we're looking at advertising, there's a whole nother beast behind it. And it's just, I think it's about what you're selling. And as a model, I can see her being insulted, but I don't know what they're selling in the picture either, though. I'm like, what the heck is going on?
Yeah.
You're drowning? I don't know.
Right. That would be a good marketing campaign for like weight loss. I could see them like this is the before and afters, but it comes. Yeah, that's such a hard thing to. I would be offended like she was without permission. You know, if she knew, I feel like most models know they're going to be photoshopped in some sense. That's just the business of it.
Not taken down 4 sizes. That's huge.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, like you said, why not just hire a size 4 model?
It didn't make sense to me, but it seems like that would be a lot easier to do that. There's a lot of thin people out there in Los Angeles, especially.
Yeah.
No, it goes back to the whole body image thing too. Like, what are we trying to portray to our young people? Like, what's most important? Like, this model, her body's not good enough, so we're just gonna shave some off of her.
Right.
You know, and that's, I decided a long time ago that I was gonna stop buying beauty magazines because I felt that way as a young girl. I was always like, I have to look that way. Oh, look how skinny she is. I'm not that skinny. Crap. You know, and my dad used to even tell me that my mom used to hate, like when she would sit down on the toilet and your thighs get bigger. Like every time you sit down, your thighs spread out. She thought she was fat because of that. And I'm like, that's so messed up. That is such a messed up way of thinking. And that always bothered me. So that part about it bothers me. That what are we portraying to our young girls that their body's not good enough that we have to shave some off with a computer? Like that bothers me. But I do understand in the sense that you're talking about for advertising or whatever they want to advertise.
It gets my heart like beating.
It does me too. I'm like,
so I'm like, I just tapping a small bit into the fitness industry and being around it. it's so hard for me to understand people, the concept of being healthy, the concept of being beautiful, and the concept of being accepted, because there's so many different playing fields throughout those things.
It's a big cultural thing. Like I get Essence magazine, and it's a beauty magazine, but they have plus size models and thin models, because I mean Black women a lot of times are just a little bit thicker. Now there are some that are very skinny, and they're either naturally skinny or they work really hard to stay thin, and some are just like, yep, I'm dragging all this booty with me and you're gonna like it. So I feel like some of those images we don't get bombarded with as much, because it's just not a standard that we have. We might be bombarded with other images, but as far as in feeling like I need to be thinner to be more beautiful, or thinner to be considered, you know, gorgeous, I don't think that's something that I worry about as much. I mean, in this industry, no, that's another thing, because the camera is making you just explode. But I do feel like, if I were to get a like Vogue or a magazine that caters more to Caucasian women, I'd probably be like, oh, well, I can't fit that straw that she's wearing, that she's calling a dress straw. I'm like, I can't fit. So I feel like it is definitely, and I don't know what makes it such a cultural difference, but there is definitely one.
Yeah, I could see that. It's funny that you should mention that, because there's a department store in England called Debenhams, and they have actually made it public that they want to show real women sort of wearing their clothes. Whether they even said whether it's an amputee or just like a real full-figured person, and they say it's going to help them sell clothes. Yeah, ordering online for me is always really tricky, because I'm like, okay, this girl is like tiny with like no chest and like not extra stuff going on, and you know, just to see somebody that actually like had a body like curves and stuff, I'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, cool, like yeah, that would like probably work with me, like if they put their weight and their height. And I think actually some other sites are starting to do that online, and I, as a female consumer, appreciate that. It would make me buy more stuff for sure.
I felt that way with maternity pants too. I would like want to order maternity pants online, and these skinny girls, you know, that have this fake belly. I was like, really? Well, what do these look like on a pregnant woman?
On a real woman, because you don't. I mean, some people just get little tiny bellies, and lucky for them. But I got pregnant in my back and in my butt. I was pregnant.
You want to know what these pants are really gonna look like? Not just like.
I used to order from the clothing part of Victoria's Secrets, and there were so many, I kept forgetting, it looks great on her. But my breasts aren't sitting up at my nostrils. You know what I'm saying? And then I get it, and I'm like, what is this rag that I'm
this devil floss that I'm about to put on.
This looks horrible. And so that having to remember, okay, it looks great on her because they made it so that it would look great on her. Now let's put your body in this and see how awkward it's going to be.
I worked at Hollister way back in college. Okay, not that long ago, not that old. But I remember, like, I was little in college. I was like maybe 105 pounds, like little bit. Even their smalls or extra smalls didn't fit me, because, and I remember being like, why, like, having this body dysmorphia idea of, I guess I'm too big then, you know? But talking to the sales manager and really working, and not throwing anybody under the bus, but their targeted like models were for 14-year-old girls or 16-year-old women, or not women, but teenagers. And so, but that's exactly how Victoria's Secret is. Like a 34 double D there is not a true 34 double D. It's like, I can never find a bra at Victoria's Secret. You have to go to like JCPenney, and it's funny to put sizes together and like these are a size 4, and then these are a size 4, and then these are a size 5.
It's all about
it's
marketing.
frustrating, you know?
So my pants are, there's such a wide range of sizes. I'm like, I don't know what size I am in any brand anymore. It's all different. So how do you guys find like confidence with all the pressure and body image of what you are supposed to look like, quote unquote, society standards? How do you guys find your confidence to just be you? Why are you laughing, Carly?
My the first thought is YouTube comments or Instagram comments sometimes don't always help. It doesn't make it easy with our jobs. Do they bother? Am I the only one who really takes in?
Well, you have a lot more followers than I do, so you get a lot more comments.
I mean, I don't live by them, but it is my job. And people are like, oh, don't worry about it. I'm like, it matters. If someone's saying I look pregnant, it's so hard for me not to be like, I know I'm not pregnant, but like, you know what I'm saying? Does that bother anybody on some days? Do you have better days than...
When Kayli and I were obviously pregnant together, and I gained a lot of weight. I gained like 55 pounds. And, you know, just me sitting next to Kayli, who you were all belly, I thought, and like everything else looked perfect, and you were all belly, and so many people were like, Shahrzad's so much bigger than Kayli, and I'm like, I know.
Right. Just to a pregnant girl, that's not what you want to hear.
Yeah, no, so like it's hard, and I'm so happy that you weren't like a cow like I was.
You weren't a cow.
Thank you. But yeah, it's hard for sure. So it's hard. It's a tricky balance but I think it goes back to like what you were saying. For me, I'm always focused on healthy, like real, genuine health. Yeah. That's when I feel the best. And I remember complaining to my mom just the other day, like I'm just not losing the baby weight like I thought I would be. And she was like, well, are you eating good? And I was like, yes, I'm eating so good. She's like, well, do you feel good? And I said, yes, I do. And she's like, well, then why are you complaining? And I was like, oh, thanks, Mommy. But it was true though. I'm like, if I'm eating good, I'm drinking my water, I'm like getting my workouts in, I'm not at the right size yet, but like I can't be mad at that, you know, because I'm doing the best I can. So I'm always about health.
I have a size that I like to see myself in.
Same.
More than any, it's just what it is. I don't think it has anything to do with society. I just like to look at myself at that size.
Right.
Yeah. I like for things to be firmer, not jiggling around. But even I found, and I was actually talking to one of my girlfriends who is one of my best friends, she's overweight, or, you know, considered overweight, is that, because she was struggling, like, how hard am I going to lose all this weight or not? I say, regardless, you need to dress like you love the way you look. Yeah. And I was like, it's going to make you feel so much better. So I had to learn how to do that. When I was trying to lose the weight and I was like stuck at a size 12, I was like, I'm about to be the flyest size 12 anybody has ever seen. Right. So that I wasn't always like constantly like thinking about, you're still not down to a size 6. Right. Yeah. And people would still give me compliments like, oh, you look great, you know. So for me, if my body's not exactly where it needs to be, I'm still going to dress myself the features that are nice,
by the cute clothes in the size that you are.
Yeah.
And don't be like, oh, someday I'll fit into that. Someday.
No, I don't have time for that.
What we need to stop doing too, and I do this so bad, is I gotta go buy some fat pants. Like, if, you know, now I'm bigger, I'm like, I gotta go buy some fat pants. Because my skinny pants don't fit. But we shouldn't do that. No. We should just be like, yeah, I'm gonna get these.
Yes. And I think with kids, it has taken me years to feel confident with my body. Yeah. And, you know, it's so frustrating because you look at your high school pictures and you're like, I was so skinny. Why was I so obsessed with being skinny?
I've definitely
what was my problem? Yes. You know, and when you're younger and you're just trying to figure out who you are, and body image is such a huge thing. Like, so I don't care who you are. Every girl in high school hates something about their body, no matter how cute you think they look.
Absolutely.
And it's taken me years to feel confident with my body. And one thing that has really helped me is having daughters and thinking, I want them to love themselves. I don't want them to feel the same way that I did about my body, even though they probably will. They'll probably go through a phase, but it starts with me. Like, I need to look at myself in the mirror and be like, I look great today. I really like this on me. And you know, I don't want to focus on like, oh, I look fat. And I'm guilty of it. I do that sometimes. But Avi and I have even started to try to do self-esteem police is what we call it.
Oh, I love it.
And so if I say something negative about myself, she will be like, Mom, self-esteem police. And I'll be like, so you're right. I love myself.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. So we're kind of like, we check up on each other because I've tried to teach her, like, we are good enough the way we are. And we have to, you know, look at ourselves that way.
I pinned a quote on Pinterest, and you guys, we've probably all heard it, but it says, comparison is the thief of joy. Yeah. Which I think is so true, and especially where all of our bodies are going through such different phases right now. You know, you just had a baby, so your hormones are a little bit weird. You might be doing the same things you did before you're pregnant, but you're also now a woman, and your body is so different than it was before. And, you know, after we've all had kids, we've seen things change or stretch or droop or whatever. But I feel like, honestly, it really comes back down to how you're feeling on the inside. If you're sitting on the couch moping about how you feel, eating chocolate chip cookies, and you're in
sweats.
What
are you talking about?
No, I'm talking about me. Okay, this is a true story. The other, like 2 weeks ago, I had bad cramps. I wasn't feeling good. I was seriously laying in my bed with just a bra, and I was just looking at my belly feeling fat, eating a maple bar donut. And Cooper goes, Mom, are you happy? And I thought, I'm going to be happy. I'm going to have a sweats day and eat a maple bar and have a cheat day. But doing that didn't make me feel better. And too often we compare ourselves, well, I've got to go out and run 8 miles so I can be a size 2, or I've got to go lift this weight at the gym and get the six-pack so I can feel like this girl looks in the magazine.
Yeah.
But when we're doing is just comparing what we need to be doing when we're not finding what makes us happy.
What I can say is that I am blessed. Now, even though my husband is very opinionated about my clothes and we have very different styles, one thing that he's always been completely content with is my body. Big, small.
That's awesome.
Doesn't matter how much stuff is jiggling across. He'll go up there and make it jiggle. So for me, because we're partners, it really does help when I'm like really fighting self-esteem wise, like, you know, especially right after I had Marcus, because I gained 65 pounds, so I was a biggin compared to what I was used to being. And yeah, I was a biggin. It didn't stop him for chasing after me, so that helped me a lot, because I was just like, you know, he's happy. Granted, if he wasn't happy, I'd be like, whatever. Yeah. You big too. You gained weight and you didn't have no baby. But for me, that was a blessing to have someone kind of as like a constant, like almost a whisper in my ear of, you still got it, girl, with the extra pounds.
No, I was going to say too, you talked about how you want to feel healthy. You know, Braylee already at a young age has dealt with like body image things because kids are mean. Like kids have already called her fat. She's 9, and you know, I mean, kids are mean. I'm like, didn't anyone teach you better? Angry. And so we have a lot of talks about appreciating our health. Yeah. You know, I always tell her, like, you get to go to cheerleading and you can do that stuff. You can run, you can do these things, and you have a healthy body, and that's what you need to focus on.
Totally. You're so smart for like recognizing that and helping her realize that too.
And it's hard because, you know, you don't always know the right things to say, but just to appreciate what you do have. Like maybe you're, you know, I'm not saying she is, but for me, and then after I lecture, I'm like, okay, I need to tell myself that. I might be a little bit bigger, but I get to take care of my kids every day. I get to feed my baby. Like, that's what we need to do, is appreciate the beautiful things that our bodies do for us, because they're amazing. Like, we just had babies. You're carrying babies. Like, our bodies are amazing. Or like running, like your body can run a marathon. I remember when Casey just did when they just did their bike race, and he got done and he was like, our bodies are amazing. Like they rode 100 miles.
Are you guys ready to answer some Twitter questions?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Let's talk. Okay, the first one is from Doodle9786. How do you feel about magazines that tell you to be yourself yet Photoshop the people on the front cover?
That's interesting. I wonder where the lines are drawn, because I feel like people have written on my Instagram, because I'm trying, I mean, I don't promote things because I'm like, I'm the best at these. I feel like I'm in the same rat race as everyone else, trying to love my body and love myself, because there's days where it's just hard, you know. And so when I do find that inner peace of, okay, I just need to love myself, I try to promote that because I'm like feeling that wavelength. But people be like, you know, you say love yourself, but then you go get your hair dyed, or you go paint your nails, or you have makeup on, or where is that? Where's the fine line?
Draw the line?
Being yourself is called minding your business. That's the problem. People get in everybody else's business and feel like they have a right to judge, and
on
we
Instagram,
become
that never happens.
And it becomes you become very hypocritical, because like I said, I can't get mad at someone for photoshopping the heck out of a picture. When I want to wear makeup, I sometimes throw on a spank because I want my waist to look more cinched. But that doesn't mean that y'all know I love me some Angel all day, every day. That is point blank, period. I know God made me who I am for a reason, and I'm not about to sit here and question why he did it, because he knows more than I do. But I think we get so caught up in what other people are doing and being like, that's not you being real. You don't know me like that to tell me. True. People just need to mind their daggone business, you know.
And I think we do this to each other too. Like, what if you were to go and see a magazine on, you know, the front of a newsstand that had a girl that wasn't photoshopped, and she maybe had like a roll right here or something, like how many people are gonna be like, oh look, you can see that. Oh, look at that. Like then they get picked apart. So it's like, we need to stop judging each other, and then this would be a huge problem.
I know, it seems like it's a lose-lose sometimes.
There's so many dang opinions all the time. We could put up a picture of a white wall, and people would be like, that wall is fat. That wall is boring. Like people, you know, they're just opinions from A to Z.
It really is. It's so much obsession with it. I'm not putting value on this person being photoshopped on me or on that person. You know what I'm saying?
Like, how does that really affect your life?
That is where I get really confused. And I understand that young kids can get like like, what am I supposed to do? But that's my job as a mom to get that oh, girl, that person was Photoshopped.
Yeah.
You look good. I could get somebody to hire and paint you up and you look just like the person. Don't worry about it. But
remember that Dove commercial, though, when they had those women? We did that on the Moms View, where we saw the women describe yourselves, and then they had somebody else describe them and the differences of...
Oh, that one was a tearjerker.
So it's funny, because I think we do that to ourselves. Like, we're our own commercial where we think, like, this will make me look better and this will make me better. I just think it's coming from a good place. I would love to believe that people have good, pure intentions. It's coming from a good place. Like, if I do this, like, maybe there's a girl who has an eating disorder. I really do feel like that's coming from a deeper place. But for somebody to be like, well, you're bad, or you're skinny, or you're a terrible person, it's just like you said, you never know what's really going inside. You know, maybe that person is just trying to feel loved some other way, or whatever they're doing. We just, at the end of the day, just need to be like hippies. Nice. Love more. Just love one another.
I also feel like we're almost taught to not be able to give ourselves a compliment.
Right.
You know, like just society teaches us like that that's conceited or not right. When, I mean, I feel like we need to teach our girls, like, you tell yourself you're beautiful. You look in the mirror and you tell yourself you're beautiful and you're worth it and you are perfect just the way you are. And teach them that that's okay to do. Like, you're not conceited.
Well, you guys, that is it for our show. I hope you guys enjoyed it. There's also a brand new DIY show with Jack Black. He's a guest star, and Mary Doodles. And it's going to be really fun. It's on Cartoonium, the new network. So we've got a link below. You guys have to check that out. And Kayli, I feel like you would just love all the crafts that they're whipping up. It's right up your alley.
Yes.
Yeah. So as always, you guys can keep the convo going by using the hashtag TMVTalk, and we would love to connect with you. So we will see you next time, you guys.
Bye. Bye.